It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. A very welcome to Newsfeed right here, TV 47, the first Sunday of 2023. Happy New Year to you and yours. In the next 30 minutes, I'll be updating you on what is happening in the country and beyond, so buckle up for that. And to kickstart off, Kenyans thronged various spots across the country to bid farewell to 2022 and welcome 2023. And once the clock struck midnight, Kenyans ushered in the new year in their own way and style. While others welcome the new year in church, others enjoy the colorful display of fireworks. Here are some of the highlights of the new year celebrations.
Wish everyone a happy new year, and of course from Nakuru to Naivasha we wish you a happy new year. God bless you. Let's have a peaceful Kenya and an amazing Kenya.
Tumefika mwaka ya 2022 umetukalia sana. Kwa hivyo tungeweza kuuliza serikali yetu yenye inaongozwa na His Excellency the President William Samoei Ruto, ambaye wacha hii mwaka isikuwe ni mwaka ya kufinyiria wafanyabiashara.
Kama mbunge katika eneo bunge hili, nikishirikiana na MCAs wangu, tunataka tuangalie ni jinsi gani ambavyo tunaweza kufufua utalii ndani ya Malindi sub county. As of now, security iko sawa ndani ya Malindi, mambo iko sawa, so we expect kwamba in future kuwe kuna mabadiliko hata in terms of the visitors that we are to host in Malindi.
Having spent more than 3 years on issues of drought, we are praying to God that now that we have started the new year, it will start with times when the people of Turkana will be dining with a lot of food being produced in their land, and our workforce also, which is behind me here, is also expecting that the year will start with a lot of good flow.
And the big question is, what were you doing when 2023 came in? Talk to us on our social media platforms, which are below your screens right now. Now, to still on matters New Year messages, President William Ruto says his government is committed to driving the economy in a sustainable manner in 2023. While ushering in the new year at State House in Mombasa, the head of state said he had taken time to lay a foundation during his first days in office by ensuring the economy is founded on sound economic policies. The president acknowledged that the country had experienced a myriad of challenges stemming from the pandemic and the war in Ukraine, but expressed optimism that the year 2023 will look up.
Hapa na wale wote wa Kenya walio sehemu mbalimbali za taifa letu la Kenya, Happy New Year, Happy 2023. Natazamia kufanya kazi na nyinyi wote, kushughulika na mambo ya Kenya pamoja na Wakenya wote, na sote tuweze kuchangia mahali ambapo tunaweza. And I want to ask us, as the people of Kenya, to pray for our neighbors, to be available for us to support our military as they do provide security in DRC, as they provide security in Somalia, and even as we work with our brothers and sisters in South Sudan for the good of our region.
And across the borders, let's see how other people across various countries celebrated the new year. Some beautiful spectacles across the various parts of the world. Now back to Kenya. Opposition Chief Raila Odinga has termed 2022 as one of the most difficult years for Kenyans, but remained optimistic that 2023 will be better. The ODM leader said Kenyans had a challenging 2022, the hotly contested election leading to circumstances exacerbated by the difficult economic conditions. In his message, Raila hinted at leading an agitation to better the country's constitution in 2023. Meanwhile, street families and children in Kisii ushered in the new year, marked at a Kisii town church as part of the rehabilitation process by community-based organization CBO Kingdom Child. The 120 urchins were cleaned, fed and disinfected against jig infestation by the CBO and church leaders at Pentecostal Assemblies of God Church. The leader, Moses Osoro, narrated that the challenges they faced in the streets, including being assaulted, arrested, lack of accommodation and food. According to Osoro, individuals purporting to assist the children take home some of them only to abandon them, forcing them to return to street life. He thanked the CBO and the church for embracing them and petitioned well wishers at the two levels of government and elected leaders to address their plight. The CBO's director, Thomas Omenta, decried increasing number of the urchins in the town, which he placed at over 500.
Magonjwa ikitupata hakuna mahali tunaelekea. Vijana wangu wadogo kuna wenye hawana mahali pa kulala. Mimi nilikuwa naomba sababu gavana wetu wa Kisii County Simbarati alikuwa ameongea na sisi akasema ako na challenge kubwa sana na sisi. So nilikuwa naomba Mungu amsaidie aweze kutusaidia ndiposa tuweze kupunguza wingi wa mastridi hapa Kisii. Hao vijana ni vijana wa watu wamezaliwa na binadamu na wametoka kwao sababu ya maisha ndogo ndogo.
So hata tunapofuka mwaka is my encouragement kwamba tuwakumbuke wale ambao wako less fortunate in the community. Hata vijana wanalala mtaani tusiwachukulie kikawaida. Hapo ndio Mungu ametutoa wengine wetu kuja kuwa watu wa maana katika hii generation. Naomba kwamba tuishi na wao kwa njia ya heshima, tuwashughulikie na walio na uwezo wa kuwasaidia wafanye hivyo, maana wanaweza kuwa wanasaidia watu, wanaweza kuja kuwa msaada mkubwa katika nchi hii.
So today we've gathered them in church. We've had 120 of them coming to church today. Where we've had them spoken to by some of the pastors and also people who have also been in the streets who come to encourage them, to motivate them to change their lives. So we've seen that there's over 500 street children in this town of Kisii, and they're going through very atrocious life conditions. All we're asking is that we try to support them, like the pastor said. We try to help them come out of the streets and live fulfilling lives.
Now, on a rather sad note, police officers in Kikuyu police station have arrested a middle-aged woman after her two children, aged 7 and 3 respectively, were killed in a bizarre incident at Kerwa location, Kikuyu constituency in Kiambu County. Confirming the incident, Kikuyu Sub-County Police Commander Catherine Ringera says the two were inside with their mother in the house on the New Year's Eve when she had a strange knock on the door. Ringera urged the residents to collaborate with the Directorate of Investigation to unearth a heinous act and find justice for the minors who were brutally murdered. That particular will maybe have that story later on. Now, To some other matters, the family of the late Catherine Kasavuli, a renowned news anchor who succumbed after a long battle with cervical cancer, is appealing to Kenyans and all well-wishers for help in offsetting medical bills accrued from her treatment. In a statement addressed to the Media Council of Kenya, the son to the great TV anchor Martin Kasavuli said the bill stood at 4 million Kenyan shillings at the time of her death. And as a reporter Andrew Kilemina reports, those who worked with Kasavuli have described her as intelligent, humorous, and a down-to-earth person.
My name is Catherine Kasavuli, and
the passing on of the legendary news anchor Catherine Kasavuli has not only left her family in pain but her fellow journalists and Kenyans at large.
On to our main news tonight.
Her family now appeal to well-wishers and Kenyans at large to help in offsetting a medical bill of 4 million shillings accrued during her treatment. In a statement to the Media Council of Kenya, Kasavuli's only child, Martin Kasavuli, said the 4 million shillings bill was accrued from the Kenyatta National Hospital and Nairobi Hospital where she underwent treatment. He further said the bill was likely to go even higher at the funeral home. Until her demise, Kasavuli worked as a news anchor at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation (KBC) and has always been referred to by many as the Queen of TV. Those who worked closely with her describe Kasavuli as an intelligent, humorous, and down-to-earth person.
Kasavuli was an icon, and she had a big heart. For many years, she managed to build a reputation as a colossus, a strong brand in the industry. But underneath that brand was somebody who had a deep sense of humor. Catherine could crack jokes, intelligent jokes, and you needed to be very, very quick to understand, where she was headed with her jokes. But she was very warm. She almost used humor to correct some of us. Ever smiling, and we will remember her as a legend who had the ability to come down to the level of her colleagues.
Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba on his end has condoled with the family of the deceased, further praising Kasavuli for her role in nurturing the young and upcoming journalists.
Catherine truly is a trailblazer, the lady who shattered the glass ceiling, the lady who made it possible for young girls to dream and to become more. Indeed, in the words of former US President John Quincy Adams, if your actions, if your life inspire others to dream more, to desire more, to become more, you are a leader. And in that respect, Catherine Kasavuli truly has been a leader.
Kasavuli breathed her last on the night of Thursday, the 29th of December, at the Kenyatta National Hospital, where she was receiving treatment after a long battle with cervical cancer. Well-wishers and Kenyans at large have been urged to channel their contributions to M-Pesa paybill number 8089700. Account name, Catherine Kasavuli. Andrin Kilemi, TV 47.
And across the borders, Pope Francis led the traditional end-of-the-year celebration of Vespers, followed by the recitation of the Te Deum, the Church's solemn chant of thanksgiving for the past year. The celebration on New Year's Eve took place in St. Peter's Basilica. In his homily, the Pope remembered Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, who died earlier in the morning, recalling his great kindness, witness of faith and prayer.
And speaking of kindness, at this moment, my thought goes spontaneously to dear Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, who left us this morning. We are moved as we recall him as such a noble person, so kind, and we feel such gratitude in our hearts. Gratitude to God for having given him to the Church and to the world. Gratitude to him for all the good he accomplished, and above all, for his witness of faith and prayer. especially in these last years of his recollected life. Only God knows the value and the power of his intercession, of the sacrifices he offered for the good of the church.
Elsewhere, a search for bodies of 3 students who drowned at the Mulokoba waterfront in Budalangi in Busia County is ongoing. The incident happened Saturday as the world ushered in 2023 as the deceased were enjoying a boat ride. The police have revealed that the victims, who were students at the University of Nairobi, were said to be in their 6th, 3rd and 1st years at the institution. Bunyala Sub-County Police Commander Isaiah Moses said that the deceased were part of a group of 7 students on a fun boat ride. He added that the rest were rescued after the intervening incident. The bodies of the 3 have yet to be retrieved. Moses said that the search teams called off the exercise late Saturday night after darkness fell, and the operation was suspended today, that is Sunday, due to the darkness.
Baki na sababu ya kuona bahari wakataka kuweza kujienjoy. Taarifa ambayo tulipata kama tumefika huko kuwa walibodi hiyo boti wanafunzi 7 pamoja na ule ambaye alikuwa anawapeleka, total of 8, na walishinda hiyo boti. Uzito ni boti ndogo, kwa hivyo ikaweza kuzama. 4 waliweza kuokolewa na 3 wakabaki ndani. Kwa hivyo mpaka saizi hatujapata mmoja, tayari 2 tumepata. Kitu ambacho tunaweza omba, tumeona tumeshirikiana na maafisa wa serikali waendelee kusaidia. Pia tumepata the private divers, ndio wamepata hao 2. So tunaomba serikali iweze kusaidia mahali inaweza kusaidia. Pia na kanisa, hatukujua ni nini ambacho kitafanyika, na hawa vijana wamekufa kama missionary. Tunatumaini kuwa.
Now to the corridors of justice. A dispute over land ownership at Thome area in Kiambu County has divided 2 parties claiming its ownership to an extent of Kasarani Police Station OCPD intervention to ensure compliance of a court order said to stop an ongoing construction. Anthony Kamau Mwigwi, listed as the first respondent through his lawyer Philip Malanga, says police interference on this matter is against the interpretation of the order served to them. Malanga says the order presented before his client was discharged and therefore the police have got no jurisdiction to stop the ongoing construction. Speaking to TV47 on phone, the plaintiff Doreen Kawira, through her lawyer Michael Masinda, said the order to stop the construction will only expire once the matter is heard and determined. When reached, Kasarani OCPD Anthony Mbogo said the order was granted to restrain the defendant from constructing, trespassing or subdividing the land pending hearing and determination. The matter is expected to be mentioned on the 28th of February 2023 at the Milimani Commercial Court before Chief Magistrate CM Maundu.
What appears to be police interference in what we see as a pure civil dispute that do not require the participation of the police until they are invited. Because we are complaining because the police have continued to harass our client despite the fact that their invitation to this case through the initial court order that was issued stopping our client from construction, having been discharged. And this information is within the police. The OCS Kasarani, as well as the OCPD, actually sent their officers to verify this position. So we are disturbed as to why, even with the police knowing that there is no court order inviting them to interfere or even to purport to enforce an non-existent court order, it tends to suggest that perhaps the police are interested or they are prosecuting the case of one of the parties to the dispute. Our client is an owner of this piece of land, having gotten his documents of ownership through a succession. And we want to state that we are not.
Right, now back to the earlier story that I had read for you. Police officers in Kikuyu Police Station have arrested a middle-aged woman after her 2 children, aged 7 and 3 respectively, were killed in a bizarre incident at Kairo location, Kikuyu constituency in Kiambu County. Confirming the incident, Kikuyu Sub-County Police Commander Catherine Ringera says the 2 were inside with their mother in their house on New Year's Eve when she had a strange knock on the door. Ringera urged the residents to collaborate with the Directorate of Investigation to unearth the heinous act and find justice for the minors who were brutally murdered.
But the information tumepata kutoka kwa mama ya watoto na baba ya watoto, na kwa saa hizi ningependa kusema tumeenda na mama ndio tusaidie kwa uchunguzi. Likuwa kwa kazi, yeye ni kuitwa aliitwa na akakuta kitendo imetendeka. Lakini mama alikuwa kwa nyumba na ndio umeona tumemchukua ndio tuende atusaidie na uchunguzi.
Right, quite a sad and unfortunate event, actually, the fact that we are coming into a new year. And speaking of which, keep talking to us on social media platforms. My earlier question was, where did the new year 2023 find you? Were you sleeping? Were you somewhere in church? Were you in a party? Seeing the whole colorful matters of the fireworks. Now to a controversial story. The decision by a Mombasa court to recognize come we stay arrangements as legal marriage arrangements has continued to elicit varied reactions while drawing sharp gender parallels both on and offline. The judge ruled that partners who have been in a relationship for long can be said to be in marriage, and in case the relationship breaks, provisions of the law on divorce will apply in matters division of wealth acquired together. As reports Micah Gongo, several Kenyans have welcomed the ruling, saying that it will serve as a lesson to rogue men who misuse women and leave them home and dry.
The decision by a Mombasa court has ruled that come we stay relationships could be classified as legal marriages. After a 6-month period continues to elicit various reactions and has reawakened the debate on dividing wealth gotten from couples staying together. In the decision, the court ruled that a woman who was the complainant had the right to get a share of wealth gained while living with a man for over 5 years. They had lived together in a come-we-stay marriage before the man died. The ruling has elicited heated gender wars both off and online, with many men faulting the judgment, citing that the complainant failed to prove the existence of a legal marriage arrangement in order to get a share of the deceased estate according to Kamba community traditions.
Mali yenye nimeunda peke yangu hatuwezi gawana. Juu alinipata naye. Labda yenye tumeunda naye tunaweza gawana.
Okay, depends how far wametoka, because unaweza oa dem kama bado uko chini, mnalala chini, au dem akuje mtafute mali pamoja. So by the end hata mkiachana na maybe mlikosana, I think kuna percentage unafaa mpe hata kama ni 30%.
Inawezekana kwa sababu unaona sasa mmetengeneza, hata kama una mtoto wake lazima akugawie kwa sababu ungengangana na yeye. Kwa sababu sasa unaona kama sisi tumeanza biashara, tumegrow, tunasaidiana chini juu chini, anikopesha na mkopesha, unaona. Sasa tunaenda hivyo kwa sababu amempata, tukiwa tunaendelea.
Judge John Onyego ruled that two lovebirds who have stayed together for a while in a come-we-stay relationship are akin to staying in legal marriage, and if the relationship breaks, then the provisions on laws on divorce shall apply in dividing wealth gotten while staying together. The judge said the time frame of staying together makes any Kenyans with a normal mind to believe that they stayed together as husband and wife. He said according to the evidence provided, the late had stayed together with the complainant and that they had made their relationship public. The period of cohabitation being 7 years, it leads to a presumption of marriage. This was not a fleeting love affair.
In society and in social forums, you introduce yourself as man and wife, meaning that you've gone like for an event and you say nilikuwa nimekuja na mama watoto, acha bibi akuja wasalimie. So because now the members of the public may not know the history whether you've done a wedding or not, but how you introduce and how you treat her is like that of a wife. So the court also the considered view that yes, a cohabitation under that instance would amount to a wife.
Wezi claim mali ya mtu ule amekaa amevumilia kwa ndoa, umekuta sosa, umekuta mteremuko. Lazima share yako lazima ikuwe kidogo, wezi toshana na ule.
Onyego cited section 3(5) of the law on succession, which speaks on the giving a second wife the same wealth as the late first wife. Lawyer Peter Njagi speaks on the matter.
One is that you have lived for an inordinate long period of time together. Meaning, like in this case, they had lived for 9 years. So the court was of the view, 9 years is a long period of time. In another case, like for Justice Chacha, it was 5 years, which the court also felt it's a long period of time.
The ruling, however, differs from that delivered by Judge Chacha Mwita in 2020. Judge Mwita said that staying together in a man's house was not reason enough to believe that the subjects were in marriage. He added that adding a man's name to a woman's is not proof of marriage. In another ruling, the High Court delivered yet another explanation on issues to be addressed concerning issues caused by division of wealth arising from come-we-stay relationships.
Because look at it this way, Mike. The instances whereby the breadwinner of the house is the man. So that now when it comes now to a divorce, or when maybe when the marriage has become bitter and they're trying to distribute the matrimonial property, the man says, look, all these things that we're talking about, I'm the one who bought them, I'm the one who purchased them, I'm the one who contributed monetary value to acquisition.
In September 2021, Judge Teresia Madheka, while addressing a similar case, said that it was not right for the High Court to rule that housewives did not contribute anything in financial development in their families.
You could also not have done all these things, but you have lived together for a considerable period of time with this person, what we call, in loose term, come with stay. And that person also can get a title of a wife. So maybe what is important is for a listener and for a viewer to really understand the test that is applicable for such a wife, of come-we-stay wife, to be described as a wife.
The ruling seems to favor ladies who on most occasions enter into relationships targeting rich men. Mike, GOtv 47, Nairobi.
Well, thank you, Mike Kagungu, for that. Now, you probably met both of each other yesterday.